Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to the Black Artist Fair presented by Comcast and the Black Arts District. The Black Artist Fair is designed to connect Black creatives from the greater Baltimore area to resources and services to further and enhance their crafts and creative practices. We recognize that often Black creatives have less opportunities to develop throughout their careers, and so this space has been curated to provide quality opportunities for growth, to challenge the ways racism, white supremacy has impacted Baltimore's creative community, and to develop strategies to make Baltimore a more culturally equitable space. We invite you to listen for understanding and, most importantly, to build with us. We want to welcome you on this fabulous, windy Saturday morning with an excellent panel called Living My Dream with the brilliant, wonderful, and talented Metamorphosis leading our panel discussion today. We hope you stay on for the entirety of today's discussion. I want to remind the people watching that throughout this discussion today, you can comment and give questions to all of our panelists. So please feel free to light up the chat box. We'll be able to flash anything that you are saying to our panelists on the screen. And yeah, just feel free to hop in the conversation, express any comments or feedback that you have. Appreciate you for being here this morning. And let me bring on Mecca. Let me see. Mecca, are you there? Can you hear me, Mecca?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hey. And I'm gonna bring on our panelists and let y'all get to it.
There's my amazing panel. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be introducing y'all. So let me get into it. So everybody out in the audience world, we have the amazing Navasha Daya. And Navasha Daya is an exceptionally gifted and seasoned recording, performing artist, songwriter, singing, composer, producer, arranger, choreographer, I can't talk, curator, and committed cultural arts activist who is internationally known as a breathtaking performer. So anything dealing with music, you know she in it. You know she there. And then we also have the amazing Theo Washington. And Thea is the CEO of Washington Casting, is a woman of her word, raised amongst the city landscapes of Baltimore and New York City. Thea infuses the hardcore values of her unique upbringing to her casting company. As the daughter of the talented record label exec, Thea developed an early eye for sharp talent and living the philosophy that kindness and respect should always be your calling card. How y'all feeling about that? You know, Thea's amazing. I know Thea personally, and we've been working together. Yes, everyone, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Okay, good. All right. And lastly, we have Brandon Woody. Brandon was referred to as one of the top upcoming young art performing artists in the region of Baltimore Sun, in 2015, and in Baltimore, the Baltimore Sun, and in Baltimore. You're amazing everywhere, Brandon. And Brandon Woody started playing the trumpet 12 years ago. He grew up in East Baltimore and attended several cultural programs around the city at a very young age, like the U.B. Blake Cultural Center, Peabody Preparatory. Am I saying that word right, y'all? It's okay. I'm gonna be asking y'all a lot. I'm gonna ask y'all a lot during this panel discussion, and Morgan State summer camps. So thank you so much for being here, y'all. Are y'all ready for this panel? I know I'm excited for this panel. I had some Red Bull. I'm feeling all the energy today. So let's start off with Navasha. We're gonna go in that order. We're gonna start with Navasha, we're gonna go to Thea, and then we're gonna go to Brandon throughout the entirety of our questionnaire today. So in 2 minutes or less, can y'all describe the type of work you do and how you got there? Just kind of give us a taste of type of artist that you are.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Navasha Daya, and I humbly serve Baltimore City as an arts administrator, performing artist, recording artist, arts curator. I guess it's really hard to kind of answer what you're saying, but I'll just start with, I was raised in a very musical home. I went to a school of the arts, in Ohio. I had a full scholarship to Berklee College of Music, but I chose to go to Morgan State University, which brought me to Baltimore. And through the school, when I was a senior, co-founded a band called Fertile Ground and just started performing and traveling the world. So I've been an independent artist since the beginning of my professional career as an adult. I started performing professionally at age 13 in my father's roots reggae band called The Word or Ja Word. And so I had a really good upbringing and tutelage in regards to my performing arts training. And I have really wonderful mentors. And also in my work in my solo career, and also I am also an executive. I'm co-founder and director of the Healing and Performing Arts of an organization called the Youth Resiliency Institute. So I'm not just a performing artist. I am a performing artist, recording artist, songwriter, mentor, and an arts administrator. So I curate and give back as well. And I do organizing in the community as well, and train young people and work with families. So my work as an artist, traveling the world, touring, performing with different artists, is an expansion of who I am inside in regards to my upbringing, as well as the training I had on a spiritual level and culturally and musically. And I'll just stop there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thea, would you like to add on?
I actually can't hear, but I'm streaming you guys from my phone, so it's a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
But I'm Theo Washington. I'm from Baltimore, born and raised. I was also raised in the music industry. My mom was a label rep. So I always just figured I'd be in the music industry. But I got my first job at Sony at 19, and it was a dream job. But I ended up somehow in film. And as an artist, when you do what you love, sometimes it evolves and it doesn't turn the way you want. But now I'm a casting director. That's everything in the area. Being here, right now I'm casting Ready for Love with CBC. It's on the OWN network. And I'm also casting a Hulu pilot. I'm really excited about it. We're looking for people. And I have a lot of people from I'm trying to see very interesting. Definitely, I'm Theo Washington. Definitely.
So, Thea, on our side, the audio was a little choppy, but I was my ears. I definitely could pick out all the all the good things. I think it's as an artist myself, I definitely know how like random like the vision can shift, and shifting from being a lover of music to now being a casting agent and all that. I think that's your journey, really incredible to hear more about it. So Brandon, in 2 minutes or less, can you please let us know about, just a little bit more about yourself and your art and your creative journey? I know it's a little bit of a challenge, but you got this.
Mike's still muted. Okay, it's unmuted. Yeah, my name is Brandon Woody. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I started playing the trumpet when I was about 8 years old, and actually, that bio that you were reading is from years ago. So I've been playing it for like 15 years, not 12 years. But I'm a composer. I'm definitely a studio musician. My biggest the thing that I care about most that I got going on is my band. It's called Upendo. It means love in Swahili, and I just want to bring people together with my music in whatever way possible. I've been blessed to get a whole bunch of different opportunities, especially in this pandemic. I've been composing a lot, doing like lots of commissions for different films, and just been doing like lots of virtual events like this too. And I'm also working on my album right now, which is set to come out in June. So I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited for you. I know that all of y'all have done amazing things that can't be fit in 2 minutes, but we're going to get a little bit deeper into it. I want to ask our next question. So y'all have had very expansive and amazing careers. Reading your bios was like going through a whole artistic journey. So we're going to go to Navasha first. And I want to ask you, at this point in your career, how would you even define success now? Do you feel like it's different for you now? Like how you view it, how you see it?
Mm-hmm. So, so to me, true success in anything is having happiness from moment to moment. And so for me, that is the concept and perception I've always had as an artist. I mean, as a performing artist and being in the realm of music, you're thinking Grammys, you're thinking you're thinking about these platforms and people deciding if you are good enough or if you can be a part of the crew. So for me, being an independent artist since the beginning, I have a certain self-determination and resilience where I have found so much happiness in what I've done and the artists that I've worked with and the people that I've traveled with and the reputation I have garnered in the industry from mainstream artists who know you, they know you. I mean, just because you didn't get an award does not mean that people like Ledisi or India.Arie or Jill Scott, people like that do not know you. That's a small part of being an artist is receiving awards. And for me, success is just, continue to move forward. So like for me right now, I'm a composer and producer and arranger in addition to being a performing recording artist. And so for me, I feel successful because I'm able to assist other artists and call a mainstream artist and get a call back and just continue that connection with other artists. But for me, I wouldn't say, because there's a continued learning in your career and in your craft. And for me, I feel like I have not mastered my craft yet. And I want to be a master of my craft, like a Ella Fitzgerald and Aretha Franklin, Dinah Washington. I love, Rochelle Farrell, who I've got a chance to sing with and duet with and see where I stand. And so for me, I have really great mentors and elders who I go to and I listen to and I play my music for and get feedback still, even though I do that for others now as well. So I'm in that middle place where I am mentoring, assisting others behind me, but also still have people on this earth who mentor me and assist me as well. There's some great artists in the city like Mesa, and you have Kelly Bell, and people are older than me who've been doing this work for a long time. And so I remember when I was younger at Morgan, Mesa Leake, who sung with Incognito initially and has her own fabulous solo career now, is bad vocalist, wonderful vocalist, just really welcomed me with open arms. And I feel like as artists, it's very important when you are seasoned and experienced to do that and to make yourself available. I mean, don't be shy, reach out to us. Don't be shy, at least to me. Don't be shy reaching out to me. Make sure that you are connecting and stuff. So for me, I feel successful because I'm happy. And I feel like I'm still learning and honing my craft. So I feel really successful and excited, and I'm moving forward, and I have way more to go in my career.
Listen, when India.Arie says that your voice is breathtaking, listen, I know you already got it in the bag. Like, reading your bio, I was just like, really? Dang, I need to get my stuff up. But yes, Brandon, can you talk a little bit about what success means to you and how do you define it? Oh, Brandon, you muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, success doesn't really exist. I guess it's just being happy and loving what you do. Accolades or praise or big gigs or tours don't really equate to that, happiness. I feel like everybody, that has done all of that stuff found out, that like, yo, this isn't bringing me, happiness. This isn't making me smile. But what does for me is just like the love of the music and just creating something that really I don't know, I guess gets deeper into who I am and to who I'm making music with. Something that really just heals myself. Because the music is, I mean, not to be selfish or anything, but the music is for me first, like the music that I'm making, it's for me, so the music is just what feeds me. That's the thing that feeds me. And also seeing younger kids being inspired by me or older people being inspired by me, um and also just me being inspired by other people. I'm always learning from everyone. um One of my biggest mentors is Theo John Allen, this trumpet player that's from Baltimore. He's been such a big piece of my music life and life in general. Teaching me how to come up as a young black man playing the trumpet. And I hope to just do more of that, being a mentee and being a mentor. I definitely always wanted to start like a mentorship program at some point in my life. So yeah, success isn't real, just it's all about happiness. Like, are you really happy with your work,
Mm. I'm loving this link between happiness and also mentorship and accessibility. I think people don't understand how important accessibility is, like being able to reach out to the people around you. Because in Baltimore, we're really a community, and we all kind of just help each other and make sure each other are growing. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that I can ever imagine, like living here, being an artist here, because we really feed each other and also grow each other too. Thea, we are talking about how we define success and being so accomplished, all of you, like, how do you define success or continue to define success now?
Okay, so for me, defining success is doing what I love and being paid well for it. Um, Having my bills on autopilot and not being stressed out when that time comes, and not selling myself short. I walked away from projects that didn't align with my vision or how I feel we should be portrayed. Like I had money already, and it always works out. So having integrity, doing what I love, and going to the store and not being stressed out, like, is my card? That to me is success. That might seem small to some people, but for entrepreneur life, that's major. So that's what success is to me. And also, making a difference and doing stuff that people appreciate. So yeah.
Do you have any mentors or anybody that you reached out to throughout your career as well?
I wouldn't say I have mentors, but I have people. Like, I tried to reach out at one point and it didn't kind of work, but these people kind of energetically, as I went upon my way, came into my life. So I would say definitely Kim. She works on House of Cards. I can't think of her last name right now, but Michelle Lopez and Donna Adrian, these are people that came before me and are like, look, this how you do it. We're gonna get you together, and kind of put me set. Because it was hard going in not knowing. But they kind of helped me and guide me so I don't make the same mistakes that they might have made, and they share wisdom. But and I try to help everyone back in return because I believe that mentorship goes both ways. So, yes, I
Almost
definitely have
definitely.
lots of people playing it in my life for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more community building there, and kind of like allowing the synergy to happen. Like, as you're flourishing in this career, people are just gonna come to you. The right people are gonna come to you, and I love that. So y'all, let's get into kind of some roles we've had in our career, things that have tried to stop us, tried to bring us down, and how we persevered. Navasha, would you like to start us off talking about some roadblocks that happened along your way?
So I wanted to say this earlier too, in regards to success, is that for me, I feel like, what I do as an artist and as a event producer, festival producer, and the things that I do, that there's a glorification of the gift that I was given from the source, from God, that I take very seriously. And so, as Brandon was saying, he does it for himself. I sing in the showers. I know it's very cliche, but when I do that, it heals my body. The vibration heals my body. So I just want to say that for those who are listening, who are singers specifically, and also, really looking at other mediums of art. So I'm into, visual art as well. I'm doing film producing. I'm just, being a creative is beyond just what you feel like you're good at. You can expand depending on your gifts and your inclination. So I've been growing in that way as well, and just expressing different parts of myself. As far as obstacles go, I wouldn't say that I have any obstacles that I can think of except myself. So the more I get to know who I am as a person, I remember when I was 25, I went to a spiritual science school for 5 years and became ordained as an interfaith minister. I also started teaching and learning Reiki. which is a hands-on healing energy. I also started co-facilitating a women's circle. So my self-development, I was raised meditating and, understanding spirit and culture and things like that and going through rites of passage. So my self-development to me goes hand in hand with my artistry. And the only thing that stops me and provides obstacles is my own self and my own discipline in regards to really having faith, because what is meant for you is for you. So that to me, the obstacles are easy because I don't see them as obstacles. I see them as learning opportunities to grow in myself. And so I look at every relationship that way. I look at every opportunity that way. I look at every experience with musicians, because sometimes, when you're working with people, you are connecting in a certain way. So I'm very mindful of who I work with, who I make music with. I'm looking at that energy and connection with that project, even because it birthed something. And I've been very blessed to move in a way that I can have integrity and not have to just take things. And it's not really just about money and having money. It's about me being able to move in a way where I'm like, okay, that's not going to work for me. And so I'm going to change. I've been in rooms. I've been in industry rooms. And I've watched and I said, oh my Lord, this is crazy. I've seen the world. That world is crazy. And I don't know if Dia's experienced it because she's in the movie thing, but Hollywood and the industry is a little interesting. And I don't want to say the real word I feel, but it's really interesting. So I've never been a striver of that. I strive to be a master of my craft and to connect divinely with those who I need to divinely connect with for my destiny to fulfill it. And to get on stages to share the things that I want to share on topics dealing with culture, spirituality, race, young people, education. And so that's my true intention of why I want to be on certain stages. But as a vocalist, I love working with people like Delgin. I remember Delgin when he was younger, when he was with Charles Fun and all those folks. Then you got Whit Williams. There's no these lineages here in Baltimore of these masters. Whit Williams is in spirit now, so Ibaye. But just looking at people and looking at their stories, I read a lot of autobiographies. I look at people's story and say, what have they done? What obstacles, did they have? And to not have them, and to really learn from the example. I don't care if it's film, dance. I love Jeffrey Holder. Who is it? Why can't I think of his name right now? He's a multifaceted person. Well, I can't think of it, but I always admired him when I was younger. Paul Robeson. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be like Paul Robeson. I want to be multifaceted. And so I tell young people multiple streams of income, but income is important because you need to have a way to sustain yourself and feed your family and live. And also I think about very clearly what I want to leave behind when I die. I think about in every moment what people are going to say about me. Who did I assist? Who's going to call my name in libation? Those type of things are things that I think about personally as a person and as an artist and creative. And I look at those artists who did do that, like Alice Coltrane and Mary McCabe, who was, had to leave her country because she was fighting against apartheid, or people who really fought against injustice, and even who appeared as white, who identified as white, who sacrificed their access for social justice. So I've always been kind of that way as well. So for me, there's no obstacle. It's just opportunities to grow and learn. And the only obstacle I have is myself, my development, and my dream, my vision, my prayer work.
Yes, I love that. I love that answer. I think it definitely comes with a point in a time as a full-time artist where you have to really think about that mantra. What is for you will be for you. And it's just because it's going to be a lot of trial and error. There's going to be a lot of trial and error. And that's when it kind of crosses that spiritual threshold where it's like, I really have time good. So I can still continue on the work, still continue on my practice, and, really, really being fully in within myself and my work. I want to move over to Brandon, and, you're getting the same question. I need to hear all the views.
Could you say that one more time?
Oh, sorry, Brandon.
Is
so I was asking
mic
you
still
what kind
muted?
of roadblocks.
Okay.
And mine, okay.
Can
you hear me?
I haven't really. Well, I did have one obstacle. I think it was when I was Oh, could you not hear me? Sorry, it was. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hey, hey, are we having some technical issues? I think Brandon may have tapped out, so you go right ahead.
Okay, got you. Okay, well then we're gonna go on to Thea. It's okay because when one of us tap, that's community. When one of us gotta tap out, the other one gotta tap in. So Thea,
That's right.
Same question for you. What are some roadblocks? Oh my Jesus! What is the ghost in the house? Okay, so what are some roadblocks that you had to face just coming up in the industry and being this amazing casting agent?
So I thought that I would have more support from certain places. Um, and a lot of people didn't get it at first because it didn't look like a check at first. Like it was struggle. It was like, why are you grinding out for that little bit of money? But I saw the bigger picture. And I always say that God didn't give everyone your vision. So don't be mad when they try to discourage you or, do things like that. So I stopped taking it personal when people who I thought would be there, supporting me, like, I got you. This is what weren't. And I started focusing on, you know, people who were rooting for me or were helping and were there. Even when people are like, I barely know, or like, I'm proud of you. That means a lot. And with that being said, I want to tell Navasha, I remember your existence is so important because I believe I was very young. I saw you with your feathers and your hair across the stage, gliding and singing. And that was inspiring because that was, another depiction of a powerful woman. But that's one of the early visions I remember of you. I wasn't that young, but I was younger. But yeah, but I just wanted to say that really quick because you never know like how you affect someone that you don't even know. So I definitely wanted to
Listen,
say
we
that.
can have a gas up session. We can have a gas up session because you just like Navasha's to you, you are that to me as well. Especially in the realm of acting, like I see you grinding and working and just being your own boss. I know you probably wasn't finished, but I wanted to just add to the conversation and just give you some shine as well. Because yes,
well,
you are
since we
definitely.
guessing, let me go grab your magazine cover that I have over
Oh,
there.
geez. Don't. But oh my gosh, yes, you are. And I love the I quoted you for a second. I was like, your existence is so important. All of you have definitely influenced me in some random way as an artist. That is just incredible. But Thea, were you finished your answer?
Yeah, just focusing on the people who are there
Yes.
for you and not, everyone's not going to support you. It's not going to work out like you think, and everyone's not going to get it. So
Yeah.
just staying your course and believing in your vision and grinding through and crying your car if you have to when it gets hard and just keep it moving.
Okay, so real quick, but because we have like a really nice chunk of time before we move on back to Brandon, what are some ways that you kind of retain that belief? Just some self-care.
Okay, so it sounds crazy. It's this guy on YouTube and he just yells at you like you are important. You didn't get this far to get this far. And you whatever. So that is one. Two,
Affirmations are important.
my favorite group in the world is Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I had no idea at the time that they were giving me affirmations, but Shining Star, no matter who you are, like I would play that over and over. I've also seen them perform 13 times, but that's nonetheless. But affirmations, putting posts up, talking to the people who make you feel good, like the people who are low vibrating, maybe just
Your
text them.
tribe.
Don't, yeah, just and eventually when you put all this positive stuff into you, just like when you are on a healthy diet, when you consume healthy things, you get healthy results. If you consume, trash, you're gonna get trash. But I always try to put positive things up. I used to have like post-it notes everywhere. My boyfriend always jokes me because I love words, but I need those. I need that because I may not get it from, the source that you expect. So
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Brandon, welcome back. We held on for you. We was doing the thing over here while you was getting everything together. Welcome back. So please tell us about some of your roadblocks that you had to get through. And then we're gonna move on to our next question. Brandon, you are muted.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. One of my roadblocks, as soon as I had left college, it was the year of 2018, I want to say. I was going to college up in New York at the Manhattan School of Music. I was there for a year, and really before I left, I started to not go to classes, and I just wasn't really liking the teachers that I had up there. It was a whole bunch of white teachers teaching black subjects, and that made me real uncomfortable. And I felt like they weren't, good enough for the jobs that they had. But I started, gigging more. I was doing more in New York, and I literally just wasn't going to school. So they had a talk with me. They were like, Brandon, we're going to take this full scholarship away. And I was like, damn, I'm not ready to stay here and pay. So then I dropped out and left, moved back home. And literally the first week that I was back home, this dude had called me to do this tour. And it wasn't paying too much. It was paying like 3,000 for the tour, and it was going to be like 3 or 4 weeks. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'll do it. And, it was going to be a whole bunch of my friends on the tour, and then we start the tour. We have a few dates in the East Coast, so we did like DC, Baltimore, Philly, and I'll never forget we were at this venue in Philly, and it was the end of the show, and it was like the end of the first week of the tour. He was supposed to pay us every week. He was supposed to pay us 25% of the 3,000, and he didn't have any money to pay anybody. So we just, oh my God, we got into a big argument. He got into a big argument with the whole band, and we didn't know what was about to go down. We was about to fight him or something. And then he kind of like flipped it on us. He was like, I can't believe y'all are being so disrespectful to me. And he got real mad. He was like, I'm not getting anybody in the band, like transportation back home. So like y'all just gotta figure y'all way back home. And I was like, damn, like I'm out here spending money. We're not doing this no more. We're not getting paid. So then I got back home and I was kind of broke. And at the end of that month, which was June, my rent was still due. So I was like, I spent way too much money while I was out on that little scam tour, and I was just like, I felt like I was at rock bottom for real. I was like, dang, how am I about to make rent? But I had like a long conversation with my big brother Bobby, and he like snapped me out of it. I felt like I was just at rock bottom. I was kind of depressed in that moment. I was like, dang, I never thought something like that would have happened for me. But I had learned quickly like kind of the things that people with or people that are scammers and liars do. So I just stay away from that completely. But after that, I just got like a newfound like hunger and inspiration in me, and literally it reflected in my life. So after that, things just completely changed. It was crazy. But yeah, that was at least in the moment, I felt like it was a big obstacle for me. I was like, how am I gonna, make this rent money? This is crazy. Somebody just literally scammed me, had us all out here playing for free. Like,
Right. Oh no, see, people will scam us in a quick, fast, and in a hurry. Especially if we talented and don't know our worth yet. And that's why trying to say that that's why I was trying to say, like, that self-care, thinking about Thea saying like you have to consume good things for yourself to be able to like really put that back out into your work and also out into your self-worth and into your invoices. Like, I'm sorry, I need more than that. So I just want to tell the audience really quickly, just know you can post your questions in the chats on the lives on like Facebook or wherever this is streaming on YouTube as well. I believe it is streaming. So please post your questions because in the last 15 minutes or so, we'll be opening the floor to everyone outside. So yeah, let's move on, y'all. So speaking of overcoming and achieving and succeeding, what are some tips that you have for people that are, just coming into their creative selves? What can you provide for them to kind of start them off? Let's go to Navasha, of course.
Okay. So, in what Brandon shared, I mean, there's a space where you're in the beginning of your career. So you want to get this experience. Like even people who are in SAG, who are actors, they want to get these experiences at points of their work. So you have that part, and you have to be mindful in the beginning of your career of when you're giving back, when you're just trying to get the lessons and growing as an artist versus the professional money give back. Contracts are very important. So Brandon, I think you probably know that now, but having a contract is very important so that everybody's clear, even with friends, just everybody's clear about what the expectations are. That's very important. As a woman, Black woman, but as a woman, period, I'm a boss at this point. And so I have to really affirm myself in a certain way, or not even affirm, I'm fine in myself, but I have to make sure that the boundaries are clear and what I need is clear in regards to the business that I do. If it be recording, if it be performing, if it be booking other people. I even pseudo manage other people because I can fight for them. I can negotiate for them. And so, just from my experience as an artist, because when I first started off, I had an alias and I was the one booking for the ground. I was the one I was booking. I was helping with booking. I was helping with radio. I was packing CDs and selling them. I was doing a lot of the business and learning in my early 20s with Fertile Ground, as and just that journey. So I learned a lot as an independent artist. Then you have the industry side of it, doing stuff with Run DMC and just different, experiences I've had where you see the standards of pay and all that kind of thing. But you earn that stuff. Something earns. I think right now we're in this microwave population. I need to be a YouTube star. I want to quickly be famous. But if you don't have the quality of work that lays the pathway, because I married a master's, and masters lay the quality of work. There's no quick, fast, in a hurry, quick microwave experience to be a master and to be great. And unfortunately, that can happen if you have a proper push behind you. But the sustainability and the inner work and the happiness inside is not always there. And you'll find people who are rich and unhappy. And I've seen that a lot in Hollywood, LA, everywhere. Atlanta, the new Black Hollywood, you'll find that there's some missing things. But after you get off the little live show and the reality TV show, people are unhappy inside themselves, okay? And so that's why the self-development is so important. And I think about Cicely Tyson. I think about people who I know for a fact were in tune with their spirit and had a moral compass and people who hold them accountable in their work as an artist, but also their personal life, relationships. All that is important. And you'll find that if that's not in balance in your life, it affects your artistry. And you can fake it, do drugs, all kinds of things. People do it. But when you and by yourself alone, I want to know that my good work and my reputation is good. And that is not people talking about things that I've done. And, that's really important to me. And not that what people think is important, but I know the integrity. I'm beholden to a lot of people who have mentored me, including my family, my parents, and the lineage and legacy I come from. So that is very important. Learn and study your craft. Baltimore is a small pond, okay? And you could be a bigger fish in a small pond if you want to, or you can leave and expand and grow and see other places to see where you really stand. Because you might say, I'm the hottest. That's, first of all, that's not even the point. But to compete and be the hottest. However, travel and get experience and collaborate and go other places to see where you really stand as an artist, okay? And get in other genres and see where you hang. If you're a vocalist that sings neo soul or R&B or the monotone singing that they do now in pop music, sing jazz. Learn how to scat. Like study other genres. Sing with Aretha Franklin and stretch your voice. There's so many things you can do to expand your vocals, even in trumpet. Like study all of them. Study everybody. And then you have, because, even with movie telling, that's storytelling, that's a gift. And so, just expanding that. And then Find mentors. I would never stop saying that. Mentorship is important. I don't care if they turn you down. You keep finding, you pray, you sit on your knees, whatever you got to do. Find mentors. Find people that will help you in your self-development. I do that work. I do self-development work, spiritual counseling for artists, for people. I'm not saying choose me. I'm just saying that there are people out there who are artists or who are not artists that can mentor you so that when you're feeling down, you know, it could be a banker, it could be a lawyer. It doesn't have to be an artist, but find mentors to guide you in your journey, in your relationships, in your business, in your artistry, because that helps you. Because why do it by yourself? You're not alone. There's a soldiers that you stand on. I mentioned people who were just a little old, well, maybe a decade older than me that I look at as mentors who have done this before me. I'm very serious about giving honor to people who have come before me, even if it's just 10 or 5 years, because it's important. No one's just here to do something by themselves. People have laid the platform and the stage for you to be where you are, even in the city of Baltimore. And then also continue to work on yourself. Like, what are the things in yourself that are non-productive or negative? Are you sad all the time? Do you need a lot of attention? Are you a wandering eye in your relationship? Are you a person that is, you know, arrogant, lazy, all these little, the deadly sins they talk about, look at those things inside yourself and make sure that those things are not there, because that shows up in your music, that shows up in your artistry. People who can see, like myself and other artists and the elders, we can see through the presentation of your true self. And I know for me, I'm watching that. And those who I've earned to be in company with watched me through the years, and then they bring me in and start mentoring me. So you don't all of a sudden get that right away. You have to earn some of this association with different people that you admire, or is in your destiny to meet them. I remember meeting Marla Gibbs before in Baltimore, just different people you just kind of see and they go, oh, you come here, child. So what do you do? And you'd be surprised. Melba Moore is really awesome. Like, there are people who have done this work, who have been in all the different industries people are amazed by and want to be around, who will tell you the real deal and say, don't be impressed by that, honey. That's not the goal. That's not the goal, baby. And it will save you a lot of heartache and a lot of trauma, because you are avoiding different things that they had to go through. So once again, your self-development is really important, because that you are your first work of art. You are your first work of art. So make sure you are good. Make sure you're healing that family trauma, not just the race trauma. I'm talking about your family stuff. I'm talking about the people who did things that were not productive in your family line. Go there. That's really important, because once again, when you leave here, you want people to say, you want to look at your life and say, I did good. Well done. So that's what I'll just offer right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Navasha, you need to make that a shirt ASAP. ASAP. I need that on my chest at all times. You are your first piece of art. You have your first work of art. I need that on a t-shirt, please. And thank you.
I will do that.
No see, and I'll be the first one. I'll be like, let me get a medium, please. Thank you. So for our other artists, Thea and Brandon, we're gonna go to Thea next this time. Please give us your 3 tips for just coming out in the artistry, and being who you are.
I would say know who you are, because if you don't, you can get wrapped up and they will tell you who you are. So, know what you're going to align yourself with, know what you're like, that's off limits. I had some actors say that I will not be naked. And I'm like, cool. Or I will not curse on screen. Cool. I just know that for those things, that's not for you. I've seen some stuff that I was just like, I'm not going to do it. But know who you are. I came in and I feel very good, because I get to be exactly who I am in this industry, because some people tell you, button up, do this, do that. And, it's so funny that the Black Lives Matter thing matters now, because back when I was doing it, like, oh, it's no Black people in the city. There's no Black judges, no Black doctors. I was told to shut up and just be happy you in here. Like, girl, get in the room, just stop. And I know that by speaking up and being true to who I am, that has allowed me to get some jobs, and it probably has turned some other people away, because they're going to say some stuff. But, thankfully it's trendy. I'm not going to say it's trendy now, but thankfully everyone is aware that we need more Black people in front of the film and behind the camera as well. But definitely knowing who you are and being who you are unapologetically. The next thing I'm going to do, I would say, is, again, study your craft, study the market. Because when you come in, they're going to take advantage of you. They're going to underpay you. They're going to know you green. So, certain things you want to do, like Navasha said, for the experience and to tune up. But
do market research. How much is that person getting paid for that? How much is that? And make sure you're, on a good playing field, because, you have to take your experience and be real with yourself, how good you are with your craft, and, charge correctly. Because we had some casting directors that came up and I'm like, girl, you're not charging enough. Don't do that. And then, so I would say just perfect your craft and be true to yourself and do market research. That's what I would definitely say is my 3.
Yeah, because you want that invoice to be correct. I can't. That's what I tell my friends all the time. I'm like, no, that invoice gotta be correct. I have to make sure that I am. We are equal. You booked me for something. We are equal. I'm gonna get that coin. All right.
You deserve to be paid well for your gifts.
Exactly.
We all deserve to be paid well for our gifts and what we are giving. So that's just my belief. But yeah,
that's another T-shirt. That's another T-shirt. We're gonna start a T-shirt company with all these quotes. Brandon, would you like to answer the question as well?
Yeah, I would say. Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Cool. I think I would say, yeah, study your craft all the time. Like, honestly, get up and do what you really want to be doing. Like, get up every day and do that. I feel like in the morning, at least for me, the morning is the best time to like kind of dive into something, to dive into creating, or into practicing. Have a routine. That's very, very helpful for growth. Just having a daily routine or weekly routine doesn't really matter. Um, Also, I would say definitely like leaving the city, like live somewhere else, go to college somewhere else, or even just travel somewhere else. I feel like a whole bunch of the lessons that I've gotten and people that I've met, and even opportunities that I've gotten, I probably wouldn't have gotten if I didn't. I lived in Cali for a year, and I lived in New York for a year, and really just anywhere. I feel like when you move somewhere else that you don't necessarily know anybody at first. It makes you learn a lot more about yourself. And also, I agree with what everybody said. Definitely, knowing who you are, having a strong sense of yourself, but also being open. Being open to learning new things about yourself. Like, you can have a strong sense of yourself and still change. Everybody changes. Every day. You know, um, we're living, but and I'll also say be really open as an artist. I would never think like some of the things uh that I agreed to doing would like bring me, where I am today, just from like doing some simple thing or like doing something that I didn't necessarily want to do. Um yeah. And also make sure that you're respecting yourself and make sure that people are respecting you in every way,
Yeah.
in every single way.
Yes, because we don't want no more fights out on tour. no more of that. Definitely having people respect you as an artist, as a person, as somebody who's being a part of your team. I think people don't recognize a lot of the time you're being a part of a team, and the vision won't work if we aren't like all working together and making sure that we're all on our own, up on our own stuff as well. So we are almost up to our question time. We do have a couple of questions that are coming in from the chat, but I do have 2 more questions for our panelists. All right. So does success have a ceiling limit? How do you know when you have attained it? Now, we kind of all bounced around on this when we were talking about happiness and, you know, just knowing that, you know, your work is your work. But let's go like a little bit further, where it's like, what is that feeling that you feel when you know that this is a successful moment and this is making me feel full? Like, how do you know? And what does that look like for you?
You want to start with me again?
Yes, I do.
Just checking. So it's interesting. So you all may know the song is called Upper Room. It's a gospel song, and there's a couple of friends of mine who are jazz musicians. And when you play jazz, the wonderful thing about that genre is that there's a need for collaboration within the moment of creating the music. So there's these moments where this improvisational is happening. You have these high moments where you just either you're scatting or sitting there, or I might play percussion or whatever, and everyone's energy and spirit is like combined to this place where it's something you can't explain. So you have those moments. Then you have those moments where you know you have assisted someone else just by your example, by people are watching you without you knowing, because you're just living and being who you are. I'm very mindful of that as well. I'm the oldest of 6 children. So for me, being an example and living a life and on purpose is very important to me, because I watch people and people watch you. Everyone's watching all of you. Someone's watching you. And so just being mindful of the example, the children are watching, the horrible relationships and trauma and drama that happens, all of that is being watched. And unfortunately, children can watch anything now, but that's a whole other conversation. And so just being mindful of your example and what you set forth. To me, I think also, you know, I think about artists who try to break the race ceiling and try to be in this world where they're competing, being along with these people who are really the people, the powers that be. If you think about the music industry, there's like 3 record labels that really run all the music. And so to want to be there is an interesting desire, because the sacrifice you have to make and the integrity decisions you have to make, you may not really want to do that in your desire. So you want to be watchful and mindful of. That's why you research artists and you talk to them so you can say, what did you have to sacrifice to get there? Because there's a sacrifice, and most of the times there's integrity. Even some people have even died for the money that you see in the industry. People have been raped. People have been molested. People have been this horrible experience stolen from to make it to that place. So really being mindful of, if you look at success, once again, I talked about being happy within yourself in each moment. If success cannot be the money, if you make it that, the road to, you know, it's a thing. So you study some scriptures or some traditions and culture and spirituality. Is not that being the goal is not going to make you happy. And the ceiling of that is so high that you can drive yourself crazy making that your ceiling. And I saw a few artists, and I won't say their names, who are out there who thought they had, because they were so huge and had such an influence socially through music, that they could rise and be at the same level of some of these white industry people who have been in charge for a long time. And they learned quite quickly that, no, honey, you're not the ceiling. And so to me, you know, people talk about see the table, make your own table, all these analogies, but that if that's your goal and desire, so be it. But just know that it can bring a lot of unhappiness, and it can bring a lot of sacrifice of your integrity, that if you want that to be your desire. Now, to make your own industry of sorts, and to be in, like, I'm an independent artist, so like creating my own, like I have a festival, so like creating my own platforms, creating my own music, you know, my own production company, those kind of things are kick butt, because then you are kind of dictating how you move in the world, and you can dictate who you work with, which ultimately, as Thea would know, I would say, I mean, Brendan talked about it too, but Thea, you know how it is. If you could choose what film person, who's filming, who's the stylist, you know, if you can control that environment where everybody's really nice and kind and good to work with and professional, that's success. Yeah. That's like, yes, I can call the shots, or I have attracted through my integrity and my karmic energy and what I've given off to the world and what I've done, these people in my life who are wonderful, beautiful beings, who are talented and professional. And then they become family. To me, that's the blessing, that when you are needing these people, even though you know them professionally, they become family. That's beautiful. And then also, finally, we never stop learning and growing. And so as far as a ceiling, I feel like, you know, death is the ultimate healer, is the end of it all in regards to when you finish learning. So you really never stop learning. If you're 80 and 90 and prayerfully, we all make it to that time and that age group. That's why I love honoring that age group so much in my work and in what I do in my service. Then you're giving back at that point. And I'm gonna tell you, these elders that I work with are always trying to give me something. They want to give you what they have, because what are you can't take it with you. Not just talking about the physical material things, but the knowledge, the insight, the books they've read. They want you to have that. So I'm looking at that like, so I need to be giving that to people now. So I'm giving that to my mentees and making sure there's certain books they're reading and certain people they're studying, and follow this artist and look at this, because it's all about the self-development within yourself. And then you're expressing that art in those stories. If it be stories through songwriting, stories through the melodies you create, stories through movies, stories through pictures, stories through movement and dance, whatever it is, you're telling a story. So what do you have to tell? What inside you do you have to give to the world that is fabulous, that can help something? So that takes a lot of inner work to give that out. It's not an automatic thing because you can make a hip hop beat or you can make a trap beat and you hot and you got the lyrics. What are you going to talk about? I know people who are MCs and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you giving back? What is the depth of it? What is, you could be clever too, but at the same time, what you're giving back to, you can't give what you don't have. So feed yourself, feed your spirit so that you can have true success in life. There's no ceiling. There's no ceiling. There's no ceiling. It's infinite. More for everyone, less for none. It's infinite. So there's no ceiling. It's just about how much can you learn before you leave here and you transition.
Right. And when I'm thinking about what you're saying about you have to give back something that, what are you giving us? What are you giving yourself really in your artistry as well? And also, what are you doing? What are you paying? How are you paying for this? And it's not just about finding coins, I'll call it. So let's go over to Thea. Thea, what does success look like for you? What are those moments that I'm thinking about the movie Soul. Navasha made me think about the part in Soul where then they getting into it and they go into the spirit realm because they're in their spirit so much. So Thea, can you tell us what success looks like for you, and is there a ceiling, do you believe?
So success to me is being who I am, loving what I do every day. Like even when it gets hard, I promise you, I love what I do. And the fact that I can give a lot of people their first role and see where they go from that point, or just, get somebody random that never thought about television or film and throwing them in, and then they, you light something in them. So I think that success does evolve. I didn't get into how many jobs or careers I've had before this, but once it no longer serves me, finding out what my next evolution or what my next thing is. I've always been kind of lucky to have jobs, or blessed to have jobs that allow me to give back at the same time, or put people on in a way. So yeah, and making my son proud and my family proud, to me that's success. That's it.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Thea. Because we got to kind of move on to the next question. So I'm gonna go over to Brandon. Brandon, tell us about those successful moments where you were just feeling complete, and also, do you believe that there is a ceiling to, or a limit for your success?
Okay, it's unmuted. Yeah, no, there's no ceiling to success. I mean, again, I don't really feel like I believe in success, Again, just like I'm just trying to be happy. I'm trying to be happy with what I'm doing. So I guess I mean, if there is a ceiling, that's the ceiling, being happy. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, back to the roots. Back to the roots. As long as we are happy, we are good. So thank y'all so much. I really want to know what's next for all of you. What's next for next steps, either creatively or entrepreneurial, in the entrepreneurial world. Like, how are you shifting and moving with your art?
Yeah, so what's next to me? I'm currently working on my next album, which is a tribute to Gil Scott-Heron. He's my cousin, my family, and I'm working on that. And all that goes with that, the visuals, the promotions, the media, blah, blah, blah. I'm also working on a few feature music projects with other artists. I'm also assisting with the film project that my husband is producing called Soul City Cleveland. I co-produce a festival here in Baltimore called the Cherry Hill Arts and Music Waterfront Festival. We'll have our virtual festival this year. It will be broadcast in July 4th. So I produce and direct and blah, blah, blah. And so producing and directing that. and co-producing a music project for one of my mentees. So I'm co-producing a project right now, someone's album right now in these virtual streets, and curating more opportunity for artists, mentoring emerging artists, and working with established artists as well. Working on a book and organizing a program from an organization, the Youth Resilience Institute, working with those babies and the elders and the families. And I'm always working on myself and making sure that I'm improving as a woman, as a human being, and learning from lessons day to day. So it's a constant thing. And I also provide spiritual counseling. I haven't really had as much time, but I do provide vocal coaching when I can. It's just really difficult if it's not a project, but I do that and advising. And then I'm working on another some scoring and some composing for a few projects, some movies, and then also some animation and children's album. And I mean, I do a lot. So it's, once again, when you're multifaceted, you just kind of birth each little moment. And so, so I have a lot of different collaborations and things, and it's just so exciting. I mean, when you're moving forward in your career, you just kind of just keep going and different things come. You just try to express. To me, it's like, as Chadwick Boseman, sorry. He just said, you want to be not empty, but you want to really express all these gifts. So there's all these gifts in me. I'm getting into visual art more now. And I've done choreography, all these things, and just making sure I'm in these spaces, sharing who I am in these spaces. So I'm just working on developing and connecting with all those people I know in my life and just developing even more relationships. And so I think I'll stop there. So follow me around.
Yes. People are saying that they could listen to you all day, Navasha. But also, and I'm one, but some people in the comments as well. I want to say that I quote that Chadwick Boseman quote all the time to myself, where it's just like, because I don't want, you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop exploring your gifts. You don't want to stop that. You want to, when you reach the creator, whoever your creator is, you want to make sure you don't have a drop of talent left. Like, I used everything, and I love that quote so much. Gonna go switch. We're gonna pivot to Thea. Thea, what's next on the horizons for you? What's on the stars?
On the stars for me is being a cool mom that is present for Bruce Wayne, my son, being a present and awesome partner to Bo. And then, so right now, let me talk about what's right now. We are casting Ready for Love in DC. We're looking for sexy singles, ages 30 to 50. It's a Will Packer project. And we are showing Black excellence, and we want all different walks of life. So that link is in my bio. Also, I am casting a huge pilot for Hulu, and it's a period piece. So if you've ever thought about being on a set or you want to be in the background, I am the casting director for the background. Hit me up. The link is in my bio, and we are looking for cars 1969 and earlier. So if you have access to any of those type of cars, that rate is $250 to $500 on top of what you would be paid for background. So if that's anybody put them on, so we can get some of this Hulu money while they're in town. And then we have another excellent project coming to Baltimore. I don't think I could say what it is, but it'll be filming here for 6 months. I'm working with an amazing company, Grant Whiteley Casting, and they are out of New York, but they cast stuff everywhere. They even cast Lean on Me, and they've been around forever. So I'm excited to be working with them on that. And then, I'm still doing my commercials. But yeah, Bruce Wayne and my partner are the most important. And then, all my other jobs and things. And I have an amazing assistant. So we're excited to rock out all these projects. Y'all pray for me.
Yes.
Grind time. For sure.
Oh, I was already unmuted. I know y'all was hearing me just going, yes. Amazing. Over here. My bad. All right, Brandon, please. And first of all, thank you, Thea. We have just a couple of questions for y'all in the chat. So Brandon, please take us home on our last panel question. Let us know what is on the horizon for Brandon Woody.
A debut project that should be releasing by June. just got the photos back for the album cover, so I'm really excited for that. I think I'm going to get like a small space, like start renting a space somewhere this summer, just so I can have a little studio and place for my band to rehearse. But as always, I'm still just playing shows, doing commissions and stuff. But I'm really excited for the album.
I'm excited for the album as well. Let's do it. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Stupendo. When y'all first dropped that one song, I don't think I ever told you this. I was on my phone and my phone kind of froze and I was like, what is this amazing music playing out of my phone and I can't see it right now. So then I was like, I shifted, I looked at through my little tabs and then I found it. It was you and your band. And oh my God, literally one of the most beautiful things I was hearing in that time. So we're gonna move on to one of our chat questions, and it's only one, but it is a thick question. It is thick. Oh, we got 2 questions now. Thank you so much. So we're gonna go to our thick question. I'm gonna keep calling it thick because I like it. The question is from Desiree. Question: as mentioned, where creatives are often gifted with many art skills, what is the best way to learn various arts as a hybrid in this changing artscape? No pun intended. In particular, the book author coupled with music, audiobooks like Ta-Nehisi Coates in this quickly changing digital global world. Navasha, I need a large V-neck t-shirt. You are your first work of art. So empowering from all the creatives on the panel, from casting to music. So going to the question, I think the question is, so the core question is, what is the best way to learn various arts as a hybrid in this changing artscape? So I guess balancing what I think what Desiree is trying to say is balancing the different arts that we have. I hope that's what you meant.
I think so, yeah, because it's also depending on the medium she's talking about. But for me, it seems like different mediums show up more for me. Like there's times when one part is the one I'm getting called for the most, another time one is one I'm getting called for the most. But I'm thinking she's talking about the development of it or the learning. And so, that's a conversation question, to be honest, because I wish I knew what medium she's talking about, because if I knew the medium, then you can kind of give more guidance in regards to how to learn it. But it also depends on where you are in that medium. So like if you are a beginning singer, you never thought you could sing, and you're like, oh my God, I sound good, then they get voice lessons. If you are a dancer and you're like, oh my God, I always wanted to dance. First of all, I believe everyone should just try it. Like if you feel like you always wanted to do it, make it a bucket list. Don't wait till you're older. And if you do wait till you're older, still do it. Like still sing, still act, still make a movie. I think Avu, I can't remember how to pronounce the name. She started producing, directing movies in her 40s. There's a lot of people who did that. Like a lot of artists started singing in their 40s and made it in their 40s. And most people in the industry will say, you better be 20 and tight and little and all these things. And so ignore the status. Do it anyway. Do it in spite of what industry standards are. Break those boundaries. That's what I love it. And so I don't align myself with that. I ignore those comments. And so anyway, because it is not real. It doesn't matter. It's about your ability and your gift, and everyone has an audience. So I would say, once again, find mentors in those mediums. In the city of Baltimore, find people who are doing those things, ask questions, research what they do. And I love mixing mediums as well. So I'm a person that likes to hybrid things. And so even on genres of music, on my album or my song, or in the show, having dancers, having visual artists all mixed together. So I'm going to answer from there because, as you know, it's really hard to answer that question without knowing the medium of art she's speaking about. But once again, mentorship, learn, and then writing and music. Oh, okay, girl. So writing, you're talking about writing music or writing literary. You can write books if that's what it is, and you can write music. And in writing music, I don't know if it's lyrics or if it's writing like a book, like a literary piece. But just do it. And once again, it's really hard to tell people, not to tell people to get mentors and to research people. And there's circles of there's literary people. There's a group called City Lit, a nonprofit here. They do all kind of work with literature. You have there's a lot of questions coming in. And literature and all
I know. Oh, the questions are just popping
Yeah.
up. So,
And
but I'm sorry, y'all. We only have 3 minutes left. So I'm gonna give that question to Navasha. Navasha handled that question.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna try and squeeze in these last two. Maybe a minute for Brandon and Thea to answer our last two, whichever one want to jump in. So the second question was, any advice on artists that did the full-time artistry lifestyle but want to or feeling stifled by a 9-to-5? Thea, do you want to handle this question for a minute?
Yeah, it's really quick. It's never a perfect time to quit. It's never going to be a perfect time to leave or enough money saved. So just do it if you are in position to do it, and don't let everyone that's glorifying entrepreneurship. Oh, it's easy. Quit your job. It may not be for you. This shit is hard. Sometimes it's a dry season. Sometimes you balling. So just be real with yourself if it's for you. But again, also invest in yourself. If you never try at least one time, you never know what may come of it. When you work a 9 to 5, you have a cap. When you're in your artistry, no one can tell you how much you can make, a week, a month, or whatever. So just give it a try. Even if you have to take a sabbatical or use all your time off, just take some time to put 24/7, focus into your craft. And when you pour into yourself, you will get something in return. And it may not come right away. So just be patient with yourself. And do you really want to do this full time? Just try it. See, it may be for you, it may not, but definitely it's nothing wrong with pouring into yourself either way. If it's perfecting your craft, going full time, whatever, just do it.
Absolutely.
And do research. It's never gonna be enough research either, but just do it, because some stuff you just got to learn by doing. You could read all day and all that, but all right, I think that's a minute. I'm gonna hang up.
Yes. We have a hard stop at 11:50, so I'm gonna squeeze in this last question, and then we're going to sign off. The last question is from Arkina M. Celestine. What's the best way to find a mentor in visual arts? Can anybody jump in on that?
Brandon is trying to say something. Go ahead.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say find somebody that is doing what you want to be doing in 5 years or in 10 years or in 20 years, and maybe go to their next gallery and meet them in person and tell them what you're trying to do. They'll usually be ecstatic that you want to be their mentee. I know it's endless visual artists that are really out here doing it for real on an international level that live right here in Baltimore. So I'm sure you shouldn't have a problem finding one. I know visual artists are having galleries right now too, like in person as well. So
yeah,
one
definitely.
thing for me is like having somebody that looks like me. So like Theo John, me and him share so many of the same experiences growing up in the city, both being black males and playing the trumpet. We both smoke weed, like so many things that we do. So definitely I would say like try to find somebody that you really kind of see yourself being like maybe.
Can I add that once again with mentorship, it's really a developing relationship. So it's not a rush thing. So it's not a guarantee. If you talk to them, they're going to all of a sudden mentor you. You just a time in a relationship building. So right now, going to someone's making a mural, volunteering to help them. That's the best way to get mentors, is to help them, to be of service and say, hey, I want to assist you with your makeup. I want to assist you with your film. Then you develop a relationship, but then it's an exchange. So it's not like this free time of your giving. You're actually assisting them. And therefore there's a relationship, and they see the intent you have, and you have to use them. It's just to be of service. And then while you're in service, guess what? How much you're going to learn in conversations and in skills and learning and watching them. You'll have more access. So volunteering to assist in certain situations, if it be events, if it be arts, experience, a film, an album, someone's performance. If you volunteer and say you want to help, then that's one of the best ways to get a mentor.
Yeah, and let it happen naturally. You don't ever want to have somebody that doesn't really work for you, and vice versa. Mentorship is definitely in its own right kind of guardian type of relationship, where it's like, you do kind of become family at that point, and it's definitely a deep relationship as well. So we have a couple minutes, y'all. I want to thank our panelists for sharing their wisdom with us. Y'all were incredible. I definitely learned some more things on top of just so much I've been learning from my mentors and my mentees, and just the people around me. And I'm so blessed to even know two of y'all personally, and now I'm so happy to be in communication with Navasha as well. Y'all look incredible. Y'all are incredible. Do y'all want to give everyone your ats or how to find you? And also, I just want to make clear that there is a panel with Amanda Seals and Lady Breon right after this for people that are interested in that. And here goes Adam trying to take my shine on the out. But go ahead.
My fault. I didn't even want to interrupt. The conversation was going so dope. We actually have to stop right now because we're about to start our next panel. So I didn't want to give everybody a chance to give their contact information for people hopped off, but we have to end right now, unfortunately. But I appreciate the conversation. But I'm gonna hop back out so folks can give their contact info.
You can follow me everywhere but my house at Mechamorphosis. Sorry, Navasha. Go ahead.
All my handles are at Navasha Daya. So it's very simple. Navasha, my name that you see on the screen, at everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. My website, navashadaya.com.
Same, mine is right here at Theo Washington Casting.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you, Mecca, for the awesome moderation. Navasha Daya, Brandon Woody, Theo Washington, thank y'all for being present on today's panel. We hope to see y'all at the next event with Ms. Seals, but thank you so much for being here and for all your awesome work. Y'all have an awesome day.
Thank you.
All right, family. So we're going to have to hop off right now, but we want to make sure encourage you to fill out the actual feedback form for the Black Arts District Fair. What I'm going to do right now is pull it up on the screen for you so you can go and fill that out. We need that information to get feedback about the Black Artist Fair. So make sure you fill it out and so that we can get good feedback on what's been going on. But I got to hop off right now because coming up next is Amanda Seals at 12 p.m. Hope to see you on in a bit. Catch you in like 5-10 minutes, y'all. Peace.